Hi Aquarius, I hope that you're all doing well. All right, starting off with 3 cards coming out. We have Knight of Wands, we have Queen of Wands, and we also have 4 of Swords. I feel that there's a balance between using your energy and conserving it. Both of these things are happening, and I also see something too about going straight for your goals here and keeping your mind focused on that. You can be cutting out distractions as well. This can be something that you're doing that's helping you to focus and hone in, is what I'm seeing. Now, we also have something else going on. I feel like something is happening in the environment, but it almost feels like, I don't know if this is affecting you. I feel like there's an acknowledgement of something that's going on in the environment, but having that 4 of Swords there feels almost like a protective barrier between you and whatever that is. What's going on in the environment, which feels like you're separate from this, is 3 of Swords and 5 of Wands. So there can be some type of chaos, something that's being unraveled, something that's going on. I feel there's a wrestling with this energy, but because of having the 4 of Swords here, I feel almost like this may not be yours. It may just be something that you're observing going on, but that you're somewhere else. Not that you're not present to what's going on, it just feels like you're focused on what you're focused on. I'm seeing an A here, the letter A. This energy feels kind of heavy to me. Heavy, like foggy, more than anything. But even with that going on, because for some of you this is connected with transits that you're experiencing right now, what you can be doing is, for those of you that you have some type of meditative practice or something similar to that, I feel like it's helping you stay afloat here during a time when it may be easy to get pulled under. I'm seeing 2 of Swords, I'm seeing 8 of Swords, I'm seeing 4 of Cups. And so there can be just a track that's on repeat, but it feels like if you have some type of clearing practice or meditative practice, this is going to be helpful to you to stay above water. I'm also seeing strength here, which is connected with Leo, also connected with the Sun. Okay. So we have strength and we have King of Pentacles. With that, it means that it may not be easy for you to honor your duties, honor your obligations simultaneously. It shows you showing up regardless, but it can be a difficult time for you to be doing this. This means too that if there are values that you believe in and like a code that you live by, it can be difficult to be staying within that right now. It's going to take effort to stay within that. At the same time, it very much feels plausible. It's going to be challenging. It's also possible for you to be doing here. I wonder too if you're going through a time when maybe you feel like something is undecided or something is suspended right now, or there's like a feeling of waiting with the 2 of Swords and 8 of Swords. This is feeling kind of stuck to me, and it feels draining because something isn't moving. But I feel for some of you, like, feel like you'd know whether this is you or not. Like, do you need to move and do you need to do something? Do you want to do something? Is it time to do something? Are you waiting because it's not time to do that? I'm seeing something going on here. For some of you, I feel kind of like this isn't totally on you. Let's clarify and see. Okay. There are different things that are popping up now. I'm seeing Seven of Cups and I'm seeing Emperor, and this is feeling like you have to tap into your most authentic energy to figure something out, because if you're not totally tapped in, you may feel a lack of direction when faced with lots of different options in front of you, and you have to tune into the part of you that's fully connected. With the Emperor here, this is like your first house, your Aries energy. This is all like what appeals to you. What do you think? What do you prefer? Like you as an individual with your individual likes and dislikes and preferences and leanings or leaning away, considering all of these things, where do you want to be going? When we have Knight of Wands, it shows this energy kicking up within us that is being activated, where some of you, it can be maybe between two choices that you have. Maybe it's multiple choices that you have. Do I want to go there? Do I want to go here? Knight of Wands is going to be making a choice, making moves on behalf of what you feel called to do, especially when we have Wands energy. This is connected with our life force. Like, what is something that will be motivating? What is the direction that you would go in that would feel like it feeds you rather than it draining your energy? And what direction is that you want to be going in? And Emperor too, when we have Seven of Cups and Emperor, it can be this being in a spot where you're like, what am I doing with my life? Or what am I doing in this important area of my life? And having Judgment there is going to be taking the time to really think about this and make sure that you're making the right moves here, that you're not just making moves and going in directions and being like, I don't know that this holds personal meaning for me, maybe anymore even. That can be something as well. So Queen of Wands and Eight of Swords is feeling to me like maybe you don't feel totally in touch with that part of yourself. Queen of Wands connected with strength is going to be about you showing up and honoring truly what is going on within your heart. But because I'm seeing Eight of Swords be connected with Three of Swords, this can be, I have a move that I want to make here, and if I honor how I feel truly at the core of my being, it feels like there may be something painful that I'm going to have to confront, and there can be a feeling of maybe backing away from this a little bit, but then being like, well, now I feel stuck again. So it feels like it's just pushing you closer and closer to this needs to be addressed, but it can be something that you have been staying away from because it's something painful here to address. But you can feel like that's what's between you being on track here or not. That's what's between you honoring yourself or not. Honoring how you truly, it's not only just about what you truly feel. With that energy of Leo, it's about like what you're living your life for. And that strength energy is also going to be about pure self-expression. And also too, what you enjoy as well. And living your life for yourself in the way that you want to, and being brave and stepping out in that way to honor this. I feel as well like this can be something that's coming up within you that you're acknowledging, that you're recognizing. At the same time, you can say this is a bit complicated because it may conflict with some obligations that you have, with some roles that you play. And so that's also going to be something that needs to be taken apart as well. That's what I'm seeing here. How do you really feel? If you like get down to it, feels like that's going to be the key here. That's going to give you the answer. I'm also seeing Four of Swords be connected with Four of Cups. When we have that, there can be this like not getting still enough, not getting quiet enough to pay attention to what's going on. So as much as there may be a part of you that like doesn't want to sit still and reflect, may actually be really necessary to do here, but from a place of connecting with what you're feeling, like rather than just trying to intellectualize things, I feel like there's a need for you to go back to where you're stuck and work from there. And it feels like it's connected with a decision that you may not want to have to do this. You may not want to have to go down that path. And for some of you, you're like, I don't even know if that's really an option for me, just because of how disconnected you can be right now from what's actually going on and what you're really feeling. And all of it coming back to, if I'm really in touch with what's going on, I feel like there's something really difficult, something really challenged that I am asking of myself here. And there is something, it feels like having to come face to face with something that can feel quite painful, and you can very much want to like try to get away from it, but as much as you can want to avoid this. Because I feel like there's some ego death that's involved in this as well, with that Three of Swords and with the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles can be like what you are known for. It can be like people knowing that like you're that person with that partner, or you're that person with that job, or you're that person with that car, like whatever, you know? So there can be some type of pain that's connected with like your reputation, or more specifically your ego, your identity, but you're putting on an outfit that may actually go against what you truly feel. And I feel like that's actually the more painful part of this, like playing this role that it may feel like it's going against your nature to continue doing this. But there can be a part of you that's like, I have to really show up and show out, and I'm not feeling that confident about doing this, or I'm not really feeling so trusting in myself. And there can be some type of blanket that you're under by not stepping into this. This means too that there can be like something painful as well, like just another thing on top of it that has to be addressed that is connected with identity. I feel like this is another identity related thing that's going on. This can be maybe identifying with a certain thing or wanting to step into a certain thing. It doesn't have to be that you identify. It can just be about playing a role. You can play a role without identifying with it. So we can also say that it can be about playing a role. It doesn't like playing a certain part, okay? You don't have to identify with it. Some of you will, some of you don't necessarily. This can be something that you want to do where you have to come to terms with some type of wounding surrounding that. Like, I've always wanted to play this role, but this is what keeps me back from that, because then I'm going to have to face that. You know, it can be like, I've always wanted to be an orator, and I'm so terrified of going up there and saying what I have to say and people judging me. So it can be like needing to come to terms with that type of thing. And it can be both. It can be something that you're doing now that may not fit you, and there may be something that needs to be done. It can also be something too that you do want to do, and there can be stuff that needs to be unpacked and worked through that's surrounding that as well. Don't you want to be stepping into roles, playing roles that feel like you get to express yourself and have the experiences that you want to be having? Where you get to do things that matter to you, things that feel inspiring to you, things that hold meaning for you. So as much as this can be like, such a complicated situation, at the same time, this feels like, are you going to be true to yourself here or no? What are you going to do? Because I feel like this part of you that's the Queen of Wands is developing through this process. Knight of Wands is like, just go for it, do it. You don't need to be waiting anymore. You can do this now. But some of you, because of wanting to avoid something painful so badly, it goes into your unconscious, and you can be like, what choice? But then you're like, something isn't feeling right. Something about life right now isn't feeling right. And you can feel almost like you do want to move forward, but something's got you stuck here, and you need to go back into that and look at it. because this is going to be the key. This is going to unlock you moving forward. Who are you living your life for? Is that something that you feel good about? The way that you're making choices, the roles that you're playing, are they things that really speak to you currently? And all different roles. I think that this may be one of the most difficult things to do, because you know that if you do this, there is something. It's like knowing that if you go through that door, it's first going to be pain at the threshold, but then you're totally liberated, versus continuing to go through a door, like explore a house that like may not really be resonating with you, but at least you get to avoid that painful thing. And I feel like that's actually the choice that you get here. I feel as well like this can be a time where if you weren't to do anything about this, later down the line, this can be a time that you look back on within your life and wonder, what if I had allowed myself to explore that? What would life have been like? You can do that now. You don't have to get to that point and be like, look at all of this time. I could have done this. I could have done that. I could have been with this person, whatever. Or could have like separated myself, whatever it is for you. This can be a time where you do something about this now, and you don't have to be sitting in this anymore. You don't have to be stalling anymore. When we have strength, it means that what's necessary here is courage. What's necessary here is fortitude, especially. And to acknowledge, to know yourself at your core, to tune in, and to ask yourself whether you're willing to honor this or not. And maybe also to coach yourself through something here. Like, it's just going to be painful at that threshold of the door, but once I'm through, I'm going to be freed of this. This isn't something that's going to be determining my life direction, the pain, the avoidance of that. This is how I take those shackles off. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I'd like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.